Are you a new teacher in the UAE? Here's what you need to know. Stick around for these tips. Hey guys, it's your girl Georgia and I'm back with another video. Thank you so much for watching all my videos. If you are new to this channel, a special welcome to you. If you're one of my regular subscribers, you know I appreciate you. You know I appreciate you taking the time out to watch the videos. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Make sure to turn on the post notification bell so you are the first to be notified every time I upload a video. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Let me take the time out to congratulate all teachers who were successful in getting an offer in the UAE. I am so excited for you. I'm even more excited for my Jamaican colleagues who are here, who are planning to come the end of August, September, October. I am super excited for you that you were given an offer, and I can't wait to meet you. I know so many subscribers have messaged to say, I got a job, I am here, I can't wait to meet you. So guys, you are now in the UAE or you are looking forward to come. There are some things I want to share with you, some tips, some things that you have to be mindful of whilst teaching in the UAE. Now, in no particular order, I'm just going to be speaking as the things come to my mind. So, I'm at the start of my sixth year as a teacher here in the UAE, and I am aware of what is expected here, what is not, and also I want to share a few of my experiences with you as you start your journey here in the UAE. So first and foremost, welcome again to the UAE, and the first thing I'll say is teaching is teaching wherever you go. Teaching is teaching wherever you go. So whether your home country or you move to another country, as an effective teacher, you are expected to carry out your role to the best of your ability, efficiently and effectively. Now, when it comes to the UAE, accountability is key. So, on your first day, walk into that school compound, that school campus with your confidence. Whether you are a newly qualified teacher or whether you have teaching experience, walk through those gates with confidence. You are a teacher, you were trained. Tell yourself that you are ready for this. So, of course, you're in a new country. It is important that you know the culture. And I would have hoped that you did some reading, some research, to be familiar of about what the culture is here, what is expected on the job or off the job. So, of course, you know that this is an Arab country. So, the rules and the laws might be different from elsewhere, but in your personal life, in your work life, make sure you know what the culture is and what is expected of you. So again, like I said, I'm talking from my head. So let me focus on the work part of it. Of course, you are all here on probation. We were all placed on probation. Some schools 3 months probation, some schools 6 months probation. Let me encourage you from the first day, get yourself familiar with the ethos of your school. What does your school stand for? What's their mission statement? What do they expect of you? So like I said before, enter those gates with your confidence. There are some things, of course, that you will have to unlearn. Yes, there are some things you have to unlearn. It might have been okay in your home country, but you have to throw this thought out the window and not say, oh, when I was in Jamaica, we could do this, or when I taught in America, we could do this, or when I taught in the UK, or in South Africa, or in Pakistan, or in India, we could have done this. Throw that thought through the window. You are now in the UAE, and the UAE might do things differently. And that is why I say there are some things that you will have to unlearn. You're in a new country, a new culture, different expectations, different beliefs, etc. You have to be, as a teacher, you have to be teachable. Again, as a teacher, you have to be teachable. So the moment you walk into your school, you meet your head of year, and so because you will liaise with your head of year most, or if you were given a mentor, don't be afraid to ask questions, guys. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Remember that you're going to be on probation and you want to pass your probation. Ask as many questions as possible just to ensure that you are doing what is expected of you. Most importantly, try to meet deadlines. Even if you started them and you got 8 things to do, try to complete even 6 of them. You got 10 things to do, try to complete at least 8 of them. Try to meet deadlines, especially when it comes to your planning, and especially when it comes to data. You just want to make sure that you get everything right. And mark you guys, everybody will not be your friend. You will find some mean colleagues. Yes, it's everywhere. Even in college, you find mean people. You will find some mean people who are not kind and don't want to share information and don't want to help you. It's just the facts of life. But try to find at least one or two somebody who you can talk to and relate to, and try to get as much information as possible. It will make your job become easier. Next thing, most importantly, try to get your lesson plans done on time. Yes, find out how the lesson plan is written. I know some of you were placed in schools that just started, very new schools, or schools that started just a year ago. But yes, try to ask as much question. What is the format of the lesson plan? Where can I find sample lesson plans, etc.? Make sure you meet those lesson deadlines. I can tell you it's going to be overwhelming. No kidding. It's not a bed of roses. It's going to be overwhelming, especially for term 1. So whether you're a newly qualified teacher or you have the experience before, it's going to be overwhelming. Yes, sometimes you're going to cry. Sometimes you're going to cry. Sometimes somebody will probably say something to you, or you get overwhelmed when you see how many things you have to get done, and there's little or no time, or you hear that this is needed tomorrow or this is needed in 2 hours time, and you just get overwhelmed and not knowing what to do, not knowing where to find this data tracker or how to enter it or so on. It can be really overwhelming, and but try not to cry at work. Try not to cry while you are at work. Come home and bawl if you want to bawl, as we say in Jamaica, and cry if you want to cry. But you'll make it. I cried too. I cried. I remember my first month on the job, and my class was, and I cried. I didn't cry in front of them. Sometimes I felt the tears coming, but I toughened up and I went home and cried. And but each time I tried to see how well what I could change and so on. And yes, and it got easier after that. But like I said, you just need even one support. And I had that one main support at my first school. My head of year was very accommodating, and he would show me what to do, and I got support from another Jamaican teacher who was there at the time. You just need two persons in your corner and just ask question, how do I do this, can you show me this, etc. It's gonna be overwhelming, and but just try to get the job done. Remember in the first place why you left your home country. I remember crying one evening after work and I was like, God, what is this that I took up on myself? What is this? Why did I leave my job to come into this? Because I mean, and it had to do with behavior. It wasn't me not managing the task that I had to do, it was behavior. But I remembered why I left in the first place. I was like, yeah, you left your country for this reason, so you're gonna tough it out. I'm not going to quit. And as the months went by, it just got easier and easier and easier. And of course, now I know the know-how. I I learned behavior management, and guys, when it comes to behavior management, that is critical. You're going to have to unlearn some things that were allowed in your home country, some punishments that were allowed in your home country, putting a child by the door to stand or to put a child outside to stand. No, no. Mm-mm. Shouting at the kids is not allowed in the UAE. Again, shouting at the kids is not allowed. I remember getting a complaint that Miss Georgia used the S word. That's in my first, I think my first or second month here. Miss Georgia used the S word. I was like, S word? What is the S word? And I couldn't figure. And when I was called in the office, the S word was shut up. Because in my home country, I used to say to the kids, shut up. But it wasn't allowed here. So I had to unlearn some things and learn what is acceptable here. And let me tell you, when you hear the behavior policy in your schools, you're going to realize that it's on the positive side. Try to highlight the positive behaviors and not focus on the negative. So for example, a child is not keeping still in their seat. Instead of highlighting that child, say for example, Khalid, I like that you are sitting properly on your chair. I like that you are attentive. But try to highlight positive behaviors. Try to, and I'm going to do a separate video on behavior policies. But yes, just want to touch a little bit on that because I'm going to do a video on to share some behavior policies that is acceptable here, and just try to manage your class as much as you can. Be punctual at school. Be on time. Be punctual for your lessons. If you're a primary school teacher, homeroom teacher, you're going to have some unassigned times on your schedule, as in when your kids have Arabic or Islamic or PE, and you take them to the specialist teacher, or the specialist teacher comes to your class. Be on time to take them back from that teacher. Be on time for work. I know you'll have sick days. Unfortunately, sick days during your probation, you don't get paid for those. So whilst you're on probation, no sick days, or if you take sick days, you won't be paid for it. So keep that in mind. And yes, and even on you can be on probation and every month you're absent. Try to manage that. And even in some schools, when you are sick, you have to produce a doctor's certificate the following day. So yeah, try to keep that in mind. Next thing is that you have to have your eyes at all times on your kids. You can never at any time leave your kids unattended. Guys, I kid you not, nothing will happen while you're there, but the minute you just turn your eyes away from them, or you just step out for a minute or a second, something can happen. So try to have your eyes on your kids. If you have to rush to the bathroom or the toilet, whatever it is, ask the teacher next door to give an eye on your class for you, or your teaching assistant. but never, ever, ever, ever leave your class unattended. It's not okay to be on duty and be on your phone, have your eyes out. Things happen, accidents happen during playtime, and you have to give an account. Sometimes it feels like you have your pair of eyes here, one up here, one around here, one around here, one around here. You have to be attentive. So stay away from the cell phone. And next thing I want to say to the new teachers, when you go to a school, don't go and just align. Try to feel out people, know people. Don't just go and align yourself to somebody. You will get yourself into trouble sometimes. Know people first. Try to stay away from those persons. If the school says A, they say B. If the school says do A, they say, oh, I'm not doing A, I'm doing B. Remember, you want to keep your job. You're not here to, yes, you make friends and all of that, but at the end of the day, you want to keep your job. Don't follow the crowd. Do what is expected of you. Don't follow the crowd. Don't go and join this clique that says, well, I don't agree with that, so I'm not doing that. At the end of the day, I know for your school, it's not your school. Do what is expected of you. When it comes to teaching and learning, again, guys, especially at the high school level also, here the culture comes in again. There are some topics that are inappropriate. It's culturally sensitive when it comes to the UAE. Remember, again, this is an Arabic country and we're here working. We have to take note of the laws, abide by the laws. You might not be in agreement, but guess what? You're in the people's country. So you have to do what is expected. You have to abide by it. So when you're planning your lessons, be mindful of the culture. Make sure that you read the resources first. You're going to be using videos. Make sure you listen to the video first. Don't just go on YouTube during a lesson to find a quick video that you did not get a chance to listen to before. Don't just go quickly print a worksheet that you didn't read over first. Cultural sensitivity is important. When it comes to that P word, the pig, pork, taboo, that's haram. You don't talk about it. You don't talk about pork in your class. You don't discuss it. When you're choosing your worksheets, especially for us in the primary school, sometimes we're doing the letter, the short sound of I, and almost every worksheet has a pig on it. Yes. So doing the short sound of I, you have to watch the video, listen to the YouTube video. Sometimes the videos are so nice, but then you look, there's a picture of a pig, or there's a picture of the pig on the worksheet and you have to cut that out or blot it out. Or showing pictures of women scantily dressed, too much body parts showing. Make sure you choose your worksheets and your videos carefully. Seriously, guys, something that you have to think about. So again, know the culture, know what is expected, and make sure. Sometimes you have some kids who, especially the older ones, they'll draw you out, ask you some questions. Be thou careful. Nip it in the bud when they come to you with certain questions. And again, don't talk about religion. And one thing I love about this country is that they don't push their religion on you, and I love that about them. And you do likewise. Don't force your religion on them. No religion discussion. So don't go talk about I don't like this religion and I don't like this one. No discussion of religion. So again, be careful when you're choosing your materials and the type of discussions that you have in your classes. When it comes to the holy month of Ramadan, in your lessons, no videos with music and dancing and so on is allowed. So in the UAE culture, Arab culture, during Ramadan, there is no dancing and playing of music and all of that, and so on. And so, therefore, when you are planning your lessons, stay away from videos that have music and so on. I remember teaching at one school here in the UAE, and I remember even during Ramadan, because they're on fasting, we couldn't use any worksheet or videos that had food, people eating and all of that, just to be tolerant. And the country is a tolerable country, so let us also do likewise. From time to time, you will get emails from parents. I don't know what your school policy is, but try to respond to parents' email. Yes, some schools tell you that within 24 hours, you're not expected to respond after work hours. But once you get parent emails, make sure that you respond. And if you see there's a matter that is beyond you and you don't know how, make sure to check with your head of year, follow the chain of command, and seek advice as to what to do. Develop a relationship with your kids, and having a good relationship with your kids, then it gets easier to deal with parents. So from day one, build a relationship with your kids, build a relationship with the parents, so that that cohesiveness, it makes it easier, and it makes your job easier. So just be warm with your kids, firm but warm with them, and if you have them on your side, it makes your job easier. I know at the high school level, it's kind of challenging sometimes, especially with behaviors and so on. But on a wide scale, as opposed to some stories we hear in other countries, for pretty much, I find that behavior is not bad. You might have a one or a two in your class that really gives you a hard time, but just find what works for your class. And again, I promise to give you to share with you a video on some things that you can do as it relates to maintaining positive behaviors in your classroom. So again, just be a teacher. you know you know the job of a teacher. Be yourself, be a teacher. Try to learn as much as you can, and again, this is a learning process, and that's why I said you're gonna have to unlearn some things that you were accustomed to because you're in a new environment. So again, try to throw out the window, oh, I'm used to this or I'm used to that. Learn what you have to do here in this new culture, and it makes it easier. And let me finish off by saying, take time for yourself. I know it's going to be so overwhelming, like I said, but make sure, come home, get some sleep. Try to do as much as you can throughout the day, but come home and get some sleep. On the weekend, try to take even one day out of the weekend for yourself and rest. You don't have to go anywhere. Rest. Take some me time, self-care. And I'm happy that one of the things that I appreciate about living here in the UAE is that you can always find time for yourself. There's always something to do. Self-care. No make no work kill you. Find time to relax and breathe. Do as much as you can throughout the week, so that your weekends you get to relax and regroup, to start your lesson and for the following week, because once you go through those gates, you have to perform. There's no leeway. You have to perform once you show up for work. So um just bring out the best that is in you. You can do it. Like I said, I'm starting my sixth year, and if I did it, you can do it. Persevere. um do your very best. Remember why you left your home country in the first place. This place has a lot to offer in terms of traveling and enjoying yourself, so make the most of it. But remember why you left home. right? Remember your why. As my friend Terina would say, remember your why. All right, guys. Um, yeah, I think that's it. I promised to do a live. A live is very due. I promised to do a live, but should you have any further questions or things you'd like to know, drop me a comment in the comment section and I'll be sure to respond to you with an answer if I know the answer to your question. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching another video. I hope you found it informative. If you do, I hope you have already thumbs up the video, and I hope you have already subscribed, and don't forget to share the video with a friend. Until next time, it's your girl Georgia. Take care of yourselves and each other. Much love and God bless you.